Welcome back. I'm Karen Chaston, and today I'll be talking about me so that you can get to know me. We live in a world of duality, and some people will love and some people we won't. And the only way for you to get to know me is for me to share who I am. Share the reason why I am so drawn to assist people to find a better way to move beyond any kind of loss that has happened in their life. And I guess really the basic reason is the number one reason is I've been through so many loss events in my life, and I've used every tactic that you can. Most of them not ideal. Most of them are in avoidance, if I'm honest. And a lot of the time it's even in the relationship for myself. Let's go into avoidance. So, and that's not an ideal way to live your life because you're just craving this next fix in whatever that fix may be. And you're just shoving everything down and down and down. And we wonder, the more that we suppress things, the more it becomes depressed. And of course, you become depressed as well, which is not ideal. How can you live and love your life when you have a lot of regrets and you are depressed and you just don't know your way forward? So that's basically my why, because I went looking after my son passed in 2011, my youngest son, my youngest child. When he passed in 2011, he was 27, and very unexpectedly, we thought a healthy 27-year-old had gone out the night before. But unfortunately, the next morning, my husband and I woke up thinking we were having a lazy Sunday at home, but within moments we were running out the door, looking at Dan lying there in that fetal position, trying to wake him up. And then the paramedics arrived very quickly and said those words that no mother, no parent ever wants to hear. I'm sorry, madam, he is dead, and probably has been for several hours. Not good. What does someone do with that? What did I do? Well, I literally went straight back to work. I knew how to be a CFO. I didn't know how to be a grieving mother. I didn't want to be a grieving mother. So that's the journey that I took. And then 15 months later, after working too much, drinking too much, and eating way too much, life decided to throw me another curveball, hoping I'd wake up then, hoping I would make some sort of change. And I'm pretty sure if I hadn't woken up after that next one, they would have thrown me another one and another one and another one, because I truly was on a fast track to some sort of illness, heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes. I certainly wasn't looking after myself the way that I should, the way that we all should look after ourselves. Mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, I was really not in a good space. So the next thing that was thrown at me was redundancy. The company where I was working as the CFO was merging with another, and I was really good at my job, and it was amazing. But my life had become my job. So that's why I needed to be woken up. And so I chose redundancy. And that's when I got on this journey. And that's when I went looking for, first of all, a way for me to be able to look in the mirror and really love who was staring back at me. Because the first time I truly did it, I didn't like who I saw at all. She was overweight. She was angry. And her relationships weren't that great. As I said, the one with herself was really bad. So if you don't have a great relationship with yourself, how can you have a great relationship with anyone else? Let's be honest. So I went on this journey of becoming my own best friend. And through that process, I delved into my losses. I delved into everything that had happened in my life. And I gathered all of the lessons, and I gathered all of the gems, and I gathered all of the gifts. And there are gifts, There are no gifts in the actual loss event. There was no gift in Dan dying. But the gift is what happened after. The gift is me becoming who I am, me taking the time to look for a more loving way for us all to move beyond loss. Because let's face it, if you look around the world, we are living in a world of avoidance. Food, alcohol, drugs, sex, too much, too little, work, too much, too little, anger. And the number one thing that we even call it retail therapy, shopping too much. So we're drinking way too much, we're eating way too much, we're angry, we are just into self-gratification. We are avoiding. What is social media about? What is Netflix about? What are all of those channels about? Escapism. But what happens when we stop? That's what I am all about, because I know how great life can become when we actually put down the drink, when we actually stop eating when we're full, when we start looking at our relationships and becoming more loving and look at ourselves so that we can figure out what that anger is about. It's not about what just happened. There's a core reason why we're angry. There's a core reason why we are feeling whatever we are feeling, but we don't want to dive into it. So that's what I am about. I love my life. I love my children, all of my children. In 1973, when I was 16, I gave birth to my daughter. And because I was 16 and because it was 1973, everyone thought it was a great idea for me to sign the papers. Yes, I was 16 and I signed the papers, and she was adopted out. But since 2001, she's been back in my life. It's been a journey. That in itself has been a very up and down journey. But the good news is that has assisted me to be able to bring everything that I have learned along the way into what I do. Because it's not just the last 10 years since Dan's passed, it's my whole life that I bring to the table. That is where all the wisdom has gathered from the 66, nearly 67 years. So welcome to my channel, and this is a little bit about me. You'll learn a lot more. We'll delve more into those subjects. We'll delve into loss of a loved one, loss of a child. We'll delve into redundancy. We'll delve into adoption, from being a mother, a birth mother, who, if I'm honest, was coerced into choosing the path that I chose. But I take responsibility. That's not a cop-out. I take responsibility for that. But look at me now. Every single step in your life assists you to become the person who you are today. And if you don't like who you are today, go back and look at what has happened. Not from a negative perspective. Have a look at it from a complete picture perspective. Grab the lessons, grab the gifts, as much as you take on the guilt and the shame and the regrets and all those sort of things. We live in a world of duality. Everything that happens in our life happens for us, not to us, when we choose to delve in. So that's me. So welcome. I truly do hope that you are guided to subscribe and to share. And if you're not, good luck with your journey. Thank you for being here now, and thank you for listening. That's all I can ask. And I look forward to hopefully possibly seeing you on another video.